Good morning, everyone. I'm Olivia Hollaus for Boca Magazine, and it's time for a coffee break with our friends at Jed Lawyers. We are joined by J. Albert Johnson, Senior Trial Counselor at Jed Lawyers. So nice to see you, Al.
Good morning, Olivia. It's good to be here again.
It is, and I can't believe we're already in October. The year has just flown by, and the next big holiday is Halloween. And so we are going to be talking today about pedestrian safety during Halloween. So you just mentioned that a new law has passed. Tell us a little bit more about that, Al.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, Olivia. As a law firm, we are engaged to a great deal in personal injury accidents. And many of those involve pedestrians. And many involve bicycles and other motorized vehicles other than automobiles. So I thought that because of the advent of Halloween and the holidays, the other holidays coming, a lot of people are going to be on the roadways as pedestrians. Here in Boca Raton, we have many events which take place during Thanksgiving and during Christmas. And the holidays are full of people in the streets. Significantly, the Florida legislature passed a rather wide-ranging bill in July of this year, July of 2021. And it provides for conduct of bicycle operators on the highways. You know, it's something we always think about, especially in Boca Raton. There's a lot of bicycle traffic in Boca Raton, and that's a good thing. Many people use bicycles to transport themselves to and from work, as a matter of fact. In our own office, we have people who come in every day from distances as far as 5 and 6 miles away who come to work on a bicycle. So I am sure that all of our listeners, viewers, have come to the realization that when you approach a bicyclist on the roadway, it's difficult to know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes, things happen with bicycles and automobiles where collisions occurred, which should have been avoided, where there is, serious injury involved, obviously. The new law says that bicycle operators may not ride two abreast ever, unless they are riding in a bicycle lane. That is one which is specifically marked for bicycle travel. So to emphasize on that, bicycle operators may not ride two abreast unless they're in a bicycle lane. And then in the bicycle lane, only if there is a distance of 3 feet to the side of those bicycles, to the left of those bicycles usually, to allow motor vehicle traffic. So the new law says this: you may not ride a bicycle two abreast, got to be single file, unless you're in a bicycle lane, and in the bicycle lane, there is at least 3 feet between the outermost bicycle and motor vehicle traffic. Now, that's pretty significant. We see it every day here in Boca Raton, bicyclists traveling two abreast on highways which are not specifically set forth as bike lane travel. So that's out, and it's a violation. The police can stop the bicycle operator if they are riding two abreast or more, as a matter of fact, in other than a bicycle lane, and sufficient to allow 3 feet to the side of the bicycles to accommodate motor vehicle traffic. The law also says that no motorist may pass a bicyclist and turn right unless they allow 20 feet between the bicycles and the intersection. Now let's put that into context. If you're driving along and you see a bicycle ahead of you, riding single file or abreast, you may not pass and make a right-hand turn unless you have allowed 20 feet. In other words, you have to be past the bicycle for a distance of 20 feet before you can make a right-hand turn.
That's good to know because I had no idea. So that's really a great tip. It's good
It's
to
a
know.
brand new law,
Yeah.
and it affects bicycle operation, and it affects motorists too. In addition to that, the new law says that if you approach a group of bicyclists, a group of people operating in a bicycle lane, that you may not do that unless there are 10 or more in the group, and then only if the 10 or more people are allowed to pass at an intersection. So that's a little confusing. When you come to a group of bicycle people, as is often in Boca Raton, when you come to that group, if there's 10 or more people in that group, they must come to a stop at an intersection which is controlled by a traffic signal. All of them must come to a stop. And you, as a motorist, may not pass them if there's 10 or more people in the group until 10 pass through and then another 10 come up. And we see that quite often on A1A,
Yeah.
where bicycles operate in groups of 10 or more. So let's review it once more because it's difficult to understand. If you come to an intersection and there's 10 bicyclists there at the intersection, which is controlled by a traffic signal or a stop sign, you must allow the 10 of them, after they come to a full stop, to pass before you make a right-hand turn. You must. And you must always allow at least 3 feet between you and the nearest bicycle operator. Now, everything I've said so far is new. What's not new is the law which says that in the state of Florida, all bicycle operators must wear a helmet if you're under 16 years of age. And you know, I don't think there's anybody that rides a bicycle, especially the bicycle club operators here in Boca Raton, who don't agree that to ride a bike without a helmet on is just crazy. It's just nuts. You're just asking for trouble, asking for serious injury or death by riding a bicycle in traffic or even without traffic, without a helmet on, which is securely strapped underneath. So that law is still in existence. It says, to review it, that all operators of bicycles under the age of 16 or who are passengers on a bicycle must wear a helmet, and it must be securely strapped to the individual. So to review, again, because I think it's important, it's a change in the law. You may not ride more than one abreast on a bicycle. You may not ride two abreast on a bicycle unless you're in a bicycle lane. And there is at least 3 feet distance between the outermost bicycle and the motor vehicle traffic. That's a significant change. Many, many, many times you and I have, I'm sure, have come across bicyclists who travel two abreast in the roadway and make it very difficult, especially in the face of oncoming traffic on A1A, to travel without getting really close to those people on a bicycle. Yeah. So the law says now, bicycles not allowed to travel more than one abreast, that is 2 or 3 or whatever, unless there's at least 3 feet between traffic, which is on the roadway, that is motoring traffic on the roadway, and the outermost bicycle. Really important. So, having reviewed the new law, especially with regard to the helmet law, which is not new, it's important that if you are in an accident with a bicycle, that certain things have to be done. Of course, number one, the safety of the individuals. When you, as a motor vehicle operator, come in contact with a bicycle, the chances of serious injury to the person on the bicycle is always there. Those chances are very, very significant when you're unprotected on a bicycle, even more so if you don't wear a helmet, as many do not. So there are things first to do. First thing to do, obviously, is see to it that the individual on the bicycle is okay. That's the number one thing to do. Number two, call 911. Call the police, call 911, so it gets on record as to what occurred and it's fresh in the mind of those who are in the vicinity of the accident, especially with regard to motorists and people on bicycles, to secure the names and telephone numbers or addresses of witnesses to that accident. Really important. Then cooperate fully and completely with the arriving police. That is, of course, cannot be understated. Cooperate fully and completely with the police. And then call your lawyer. In this case, Jed Lawyers in Boca Raton, we handle a great number of motor vehicle accidents. We handle many of them involving bicycles. As a matter of fact, during the last 2 years, we've had two very, very significant recoveries in court, in the courts of Palm Beach County, involving accidents between motor vehicles and bicyclists. One recovering $7.2 million for a person injured who was a bicycle operator, and the other a $2 million recovery because of the injuries sustained by the bicyclist as a result of the negligent operation of a motor vehicle by an individual who drives a car near or within the proximity of a bicycle. The other things, of course, that we handle on a routine basis in the office of Jed Lawyers is the matters involving PIP protection. And PIP in Florida, which is a no-fault state, so-called, personal injury protection recoveries are very often, as a matter of fact, with regard to medical providers. We at Jed Lawyers have over 100 people involved in recovery of monies from insurance companies, and many of those people are directly related to recovery of monies for medical providers from insurance companies when they don't pay the full amount that is due as a result of a motor vehicle accident. So those are the things that we do a lot of. We also do a great deal of work with regard to the property damage individuals who have complaints or have claims with insurance companies who do not pay the full value of damage to homes or other personal property as a result of a hurricane, God forbid, or other incidences like leaking roofs or burst pipes. So that's a lot of the things that we do. We do asset protection work also in the civil realm, and a lot of other things. We are a full service law firm. There's 104 people last time I counted. So anyway, that's the motor vehicle law. That's the new bicycle law. And those are some of the things that we at Jed Lawyers handle. We've been in business there for 25 years. I've been involved with the founder of the firm for 31 years, so we go way back.
That's really great, Al. And I always get nervous when I'm on A1A and I'm surrounded by cyclists. So it's I think I've always kept that distance regardless, because I shy away, I get nervous. But it's really important for us to all know the new laws. But with Halloween also almost 2 weeks away from this coming Sunday, what are some tips that trick-or-treaters can bring upon to just keep themselves safe?
Well, you and I both know parents should always accompany young children when they're out trick-or-treating. Always, always. And they should never allow them to run back and forth across the street to visit homes which may be offering treats on Halloween. That's very, very important that parents accompany children, especially real young ones, on Halloween. And also remember, as a motorist, when kids are on the street, they're all excited about trick or treating, and they're liable to, in fact, often do run right in front of oncoming traffic. So as a motorist on Halloween, we got to be really, really careful about the kids who are using the streets, sharing the streets with us on Halloween, especially because often the costumes that they wear obscure their vision to some extent. So they can't quite see what an ordinary pedestrian traffic person would see. So especially at Halloween, but always be very, very careful in our residential neighborhoods with regard to protection of youngsters who run across the street, especially those who are not accompanied by parents.
Yeah, and it's sad. I was reading a statistic that Halloween is one of the deadliest days of the year for pedestrians. So a lot of things seem like common sense, but you know, it's never a bad thing to just reiterate, because sometimes we don't think, you know, as humans. So it's always kind of good to just kind of recalibrate and just, you know, be on extra high alert, because unfortunately it is one of the deadliest days for pedestrians.
No question about it. And while we're talking about it, the question is often asked, can you be arrested for driving a bicycle while drunk? The answer is, yeah, you can.
You're
The
operating.
law in Florida specifically covers those who ride bicycles while under the influence of an alcoholic beverage or drugs, if that affects the operation of that bicycle. So, you know, often Halloween is celebrated by not just kids, but we adults also. It's very, very, very important to remember that if you're riding a bicycle, you better be careful. If you've had too much to drink, don't ride the bicycle.
Yeah, don't operate.
Don't ride the bicycle.
Yep, you're operating a machine, right? So do not do that.
Subject to being arrested and subject to being killed, as a matter of fact, if you ride a motorcycle, a bicycle while under the influence. It's a bad thing to do.
Yeah, that's definitely a bad decision. And then you know, before we end our conversation, I did read a really good tip, and I'm a mom to two young kids who still have car seats. And one of the tips was that some costumes have added padding or they have hard surfaces, and we tend to try and buckle them in with the costume. And that's just not really the best thing to do. It's better to just put on their costume when you arrive at the destination. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because, you know, I can see many of us doing that.
I can too.
Yeah.
I can too. I had my kids, I had 4 kids who celebrated Halloween big time many years ago. And I look forward to my grandchildren coming and visiting me on Halloween in the same fashion.
Yeah, that's so great. So for our fun final question, you have your grandkids that are coming over. Do you dress up in costume, Al, or not at all? Those are days that are long gone.
There are some people say that I wear the mask even if I don't. You know, so on that one, I don't wear a costume anymore on Halloween.
Yeah.
I did for many years, though. I really did for many years.
And what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, there's no question about that. Absolutely, M&Ms are the best thing you can get for Halloween candy.
That's
The
awesome.
best.
Are you a candy corn fan?
I am. I like candy corn too, but you know, with advancing age and advancing belly, it becomes less important to have Halloween candy.
That's all sugar. Well, listen, your grandkids can indulge. So great talking with you. Thank you so much for all of these safety tips, and also for updating us on very important law changes. So it's important for us to all know that, and we really appreciate your time. Thank you, Al.
Not at all. Thank you. Good to see you again, Olivia.
Nice to see you too. And happy Halloween. I know we're 2 weeks out, but have a great time with your family. And to our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a great weekend. Bye.